You should send it through sometime. I'm sure I'm sure they'd be happy to watch it. We're almost rolling. Give me a second. Okay, we're good to go. So, Cyrus, why don't you introduce yourself and the piece you're going to play today?
My name is Cyrus, and I'll be playing Polonaise in G minor, or Polonaise.
Polonaise, yeah. Okay, Cyrus, take it away. Yeah, Cyrus, can you just double check that you have original sound turned on?
Sorry. Okay.
Okay, good. Round of applause for you. Is that your first performance of this? You can just keep yourself unmuted the whole class.
I think.
You think?
Yeah.
Okay. So it's good. You should memorize it next. And then, do you live local to San Jose?
Mm, I live like 40 minutes away.
Okay, yeah. So you should have it memorized. And then if you memorize it and you play it really well in another performance seminar, you could play in an honors recital in San Jose, which I think would be cool. I can't see your reaction. I only see your eyebrows. So I don't know if that's a yes or a no.
No.
Okay, well, I'll let you talk with your teacher about that. So, tell me, what are some of the things you have worked on in this piece with your teacher?
uh, Counting. Like, what?
Counting, rhythm. Okay. I thought the rhythm was very good throughout. There were a couple spots that we could maybe take a look at, be a little more precise, but overall the rhythm was very good. Anything else?
Uh, uh,
No, that's it.
I think.
Was that I think or nothing?
I think.
I think. Oh, okay. So I think overall it's in good shape. I'm just missing a sense of character when you play. So every piece has a personality or an emotion or a character to it. And I'm not sure what you think the character of this piece is. I mean, if it's an angry piece or a sad piece or an impatient piece, do you have a specific character in mind for this?
I don't know. Sounds like happy.
Happy. Okay, that's interesting because normally when you have pieces in a minor key, uh, you don't associate it with happy. Okay, but something positive. I think this is the kind of piece where there are changes of character and we can maybe bring out that personality a little bit more. Okay?
Okay.
Okay, so I think, for instance, in the beginning, you have sort of two different personalities. I would say from here to here is one thing, and then from here to here is another thing. So we can imagine that there's two different people talking, and the first person would say the first two measures. By the way, can you hear my piano?
Yeah.
Okay, so the first person says this. And then the second person says, what?
Uh,
Can you play the response?
yeah.
Ah, that's right. So I want to hear a little bit more of a separation between those two ideas when you play them. Yep, could you play from the beginning, from measure 1 to the end of measure 4, and just have this idea of two different people talking? So I think there can be more of a separation here. And then to create more of a contrast, we should maybe make this a different dynamic. We can either make it much louder or much softer. What do you think?
Louder.
Okay, much louder. So if we start mezzo forte here, then this can be forte, or even fortissimo if you want to exaggerate a lot. How do we create a separation on the piano? What do we need to do with our body?
Lean back.
Well, it's not leaning back exactly, but we have to lift. We have to lift our fingers off the keys. So we have a little bit of air between this and this. So can you add a lift here? And then we're going to have mezzo forte the first and fortissimo on the second statement. Let's try, Cyrus. Okay, very good. So then in this next section, which person is talking? The first one or the second one?
The first.
So great. Which dynamic will we be at?
Mezzo forte.
Mezzo forte. So a little bit softer here. And then in which measure does the person change?
7.
7. So we're back to fortissimo here. Okay, so let's play from measure 5 now. Yeah, I like that a lot. So that's one way we can give this a little bit more character when we play. And the other way we can give character is through our articulation. Do you know what articulation is?
Like the way you play the notes, kind of.
The way you play the notes? Yeah, yeah. Can you be a little bit more specific?
I don't really know, like how fast, and you can give it like a jig or something.
Um, I like what you're saying. That's not quite what I mean by articulation. What I what I mean by articulation are things like the slurs
Oh.
or the dots or even these lines here. These are called tenutos. So I think even, just within our first section where we have person 1, we can have the slurs which are connecting very well, but in between them, we want to lift because it's not connected anymore. So we're going to lift and put a separation after the end of each slur.
Okay.
Could you try that slowly? So everywhere it's not slurred, we're going to put a little lift for some separation.
Should I?
Yeah, that's the idea. Very good, Cyrus. For me, it's a little too short now. It's almost like you're putting a dot on it. So can you do somewhere in between? Not what you did the first time, but not so short as the second time. A separation, but natural. Good. That's okay. Very good. That was great. And then when it's fortissimo here and it's a different character, now we have dots. And what kind of movement do we do with the hand to make a note staccato?
Like, I don't really know.
Well, you could probably take a pretty good guess.
Bounce, kind of.
Yeah, exactly, a bounce. And the way I like to teach it, and everybody does it a little differently, is that we do it with a wrist bounce. Can you hold up your hand so I can see your wrist? And can you just try doing a wrist bounce like this?
Mhm.
That's great. Really good, Cyrus. So the way we can get a really consistent staccato here is that each time we see these, we're going to add a wrist bounce on these guys. Could you try just the right hand? And we're going to make sure we bounce here, and then bounce, bounce, bounce. Each of those notes is going to have a wrist bounce. Great. Keep going till the end of the line. I mean, the end of the section. That's really good. And then it's a challenge to add the left hand in because the left hand is not staccato. So we have to bounce with the right hand, but then the left hand has to be a bit more normal. Can we try adding the left hand in and just be aware of that? That was great, yeah, because you played this one staccato, and then the second one you caught yourself right away and you adjusted. So that was great. That was a really good self correction. Cyrus, you're doing great. You're doing all these details so well. Can we try the first section one more time and remember all the details we talked about?
Okay.
So we have two different characters. One is mezzo forte, the other is forte. And we also have articulations so that we have separations where there are no slurs, and we have wrist bounces and we have the dots.
Okay.
Okay. It's a lot of stuff, but let's just review it one more time and see how it
Wait,
goes.
should I end at the repeat?
Yeah, we'll finish at the repeat. Wow, hey, really good memory. Honestly, really good memory. Um,
I don't.
is that the loudest you can play for fortissimo?
No. I kind of
You
forgot.
show me, like, play too much, exaggerate. Play way, way too loud. I'll tell you if it's too much. Just where it's fortissimo. Okay, I think, you're maybe like this much too loud, but that's not far off. I really like it. I'm sorry to do this over and over again. Can you just do the first two sections one more time? And can you do that fortissimo? I think that would be really cool. So try from the beginning. Fortissimo. Iris, I loved it. That sounded great. Can you remember that
Hmm.
for your future performances?
Okay.
Okay. Are you doing this for CM?
I don't know. I think.
Okay. If you do it for the CM exams and you record it, just remember you have to skip the repeats.
Like,
Okay? Okay, when it comes to the second section, let's see how many of these ideas we can apply here. So, do you see any contrasting characters starting
there's
from
uh,
repeat signs?
and then
Uh-huh.
and then
And where do you think the character changes?
uh, measure 11.
Yeah, exactly. So, without me really saying anything, can you just keep those ideas in mind? We'll play from the repeat sign maybe to the end. I might stop you before. And just see how many of them you can apply as you go through.
Hmm.
Okay, good, good. So I liked this section here. This is where we have a couple rhythmic things that we can make even better. Can you count this section out loud, starting from here? Just from here to here.
So, okay. Should I play or just count?
Yeah, play and count.
Hmm. One, wait. Okay. One, two, and three,
Yeah, you did the correct counts. The only thing is, and this happened when you played it, beat 2 came a little bit too soon. Yeah, you did 1 and 2. So just make sure, can you do it one more time? Make sure that you don't rush beat 2. 1 and 2 and 3 and.
one, and two, and three, and
Excellent. Yeah, very good, Cyrus. So that was one thing. Um, Good. Okay, and then here, I would say, just like with the fortissimo, is this really the softest you can play, or do you think you can go even softer? Hmm. I wonder, can you risk actually playing so soft that no sound comes out? What would that sound like?
uh,
Yeah, I like that speed. I mean, I like the softness there. That was really nice. Um, and then this is another section I think you could probably do a little bit of counting out loud on. Can we
yeah.
just check that together? Do you know how to count it out loud?
Yeah, I did this a lot with my teacher. So
Okay. Yeah, sorry. Yeah,
I
no.
had it written down.
One E and two E and three E and one.
One, one, two, one, two, three, forgot.
Okay, that's fine. I know you understand it, so just make sure maybe put a star next to this section and just make sure you count slowly when you practice it. Just do that couple measures, like maybe 5 times a day to warm up slowly, and you'll get it. Okay?
Okay.
All right, very good. And then let's just wrap up. I want to make sure I didn't miss anything. Can we go from measure 17? Is that an okay place for you to start? So,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Good. And then it's the same as the end. The end is the same as the beginning here. Um, this is just one other spot starting from here that it would be great to do a little bit of counting out loud on, another star section. So we'll just say count out loud slowly. And mostly it's really good. It's just this last eighth note. I don't hear the full length of that eighth note. It's getting cut a bit short.
Okay.
Can we just count that out loud together? I want to make sure you've got it. Just from here. It's going to be 1 on B flat in the left hand.
Okay, starting from there.
Yeah. Yeah, that was good. That was much better. I think maybe I miswrote this section. I think you were right. It probably should start here. That would be the count out loud section. Okay?
Okay.
Otherwise, good. And I know you don't feel great about doing an honors recital, I'm not sure why, but I would encourage you to do it because I think it's a challenging piece that you've prepared really well so far, and it's almost there. So it might be cool to try playing it live.
Okay.
Once you memorize it and you feel really comfortable with it, which will take maybe a couple, 1 to 2 more performances in performance seminar. Okay?
Okay.
All right, so I just wanted to give you that encouragement. You'll talk about it with your teacher, and then I think that's it. Did you have any questions?
No.
No? Okay, Cyrus, it was nice working with